Yo, we got some fire for you. We got this new YBN Cordae featuring Anderson Paak. Of course, we're talking XXL Freshman Cypher and our main man, Rock Nation's own Maxo Kream has dropped this Brandon Banks. Let's get into this shit right here on That Boom Bap.
Get rich with your click or fuck the money up.
What up? Welcome to That Boom Bap. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Pornhub, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. I'm sitting with the Lady of Rage herself. Oh, damn. Curly Sue, Miss Layla E. What up, Layla? How you feeling?
What's up?
Like
I was about to go hard after doing
Obviously
this first
not.
listen,
There's-
Big Crit.
there's
you know,
nothing hard.
And then you killed it. Hi,
You better plug
everybody. No. Anyway, this is Layla E. You can find me at Layla_E1 on all things social media. And definitely don't forget to follow us at Boom Bap Official on all things social media. And definitely don't forget to hit us up with some exclusive shit as well.
Exclusive shits, and of course the light-skinned bomber himself, the number one study preacher, DJ King Tut. What up?
No, I'm not a heathen per se. Mama, I love it, but you already know what's up. You know what's up when I'm rolling up. It's your boy DJ King Tut, DJ_King_Tut, T.U.T. Instagram, DJ King Tut 1. That's Twitter. You follow me, I follow back. Let's go. Barry, what's up?
You know what it is. What's
Very
up?
Gordy
Yo,
all
man,
day.
How everything, girl? Everything good?
Everything good? We got a Facebook Live going. We up
We
on
got that.
Facebook.
We popping in these
The
streets.
stream is up.
We see people.
Yo,
Man,
okay. Let's
so-
make
Shout
sure
out to my big brother Eddie. Love
What
you.
up, streams?
You know
We
what I'm
love
saying?
y'all.
STL in
Look,
the
I'm
building.
trying to find it.
Facebookers.
I just want to know where y'all was at for all these Maxo Kream events this weekend. You was supposed to meet me at
I
Sneaker Summit.
was supposed to meet you. See something. Here's one thing I had a problem with. Little Tut was
Oh,
at the crib.
He would have been fussy as hell.
He would have been fussy.
hot.
Yo,
Baby Benny.
Yo, we can't have that. Baby Benny. You already know what it is. The mini butcher coming, Nick. No.
Oh
Yo.
my God.
That's
no.
funny.
The little butcher coming.
mini butcher is
Oh my
coming.
God. I will say this though.
It looked dope,
I'm
though.
kind
How'd
of
it go?
happy that y'all didn't go to the actual album release party
Okay.
thrown by Tidal in Rock Nation, because it wasn't until that very moment. I wish we could have the music going. Yeah, I know. That very moment that I realized that I may be a little bit too old to be going to some of these events. All of a sudden, they start doing a mosh pit. Okay, and here I go putting my arm up like a mother. I'm not a mama. And then I was like talking to the guys next to me. They was 16, 15 years old.
Oh, yeah, we not.
I
We
was
can't.
like, yo, do they not have an 18-year-old at least age limit up in this joint?
Nah.
Oh my God.
No, not
My
at
favorite
all,
person
not
just
at all,
walked
not
in.
at all.
Yo, family in the building. Shout out to the Remedy,
But
bitch.
nah,
Ain't that
it was
funny?
really dope.
Sorry.
Totally
We just
loved
talked
the
about that.
event.
Yo.
And shout out to Sneaker Summit as well for hosting his Sunday event
Yes.
with Maxo. And it was a lot of dope shit. And actually, I think I'm going to get my bars off on that. So,
All right, awesome. G.
for a
that'd be
Patreon
cool.
exclusive.
What about you?
folks.
How was your weekend?
Week's been good.
Okay,
No
week's been
complaints.
good.
Yeah,
Right.
that's about it. That's all
Hustle
I
and
got.
bustle. All right.
Yeah, the grind is real.
Yo, man, look, well, check it out. Let's get into our what?
Track of the week.
Damn,
So
y'all niggas not playing
this
today.
week, you know what I'm saying?
At
Track of the week
all.
comes from YBN Cordae featuring our man Anderson Paak. It's RNP. Dope song. Let's let that rock out for a little minute.
Yo.
Already.
Don't.
One of y'all niggas gonna be fucking with me. I got 2 bad bitches gonna be rubbing my feet. I got 3 young niggas down the bus at their heat. And all y'all ain't got nothing. Ooh, now one of y'all niggas gonna be fucking with me. I got 2 bad bitches gonna be
I thought you wasn't messing with it, though.
No. I like it. I just didn't like it. It wasn't as hard.
As the other
Yeah,
track.
no.
that
Yeah, we actually had a lot of dope tracks that could have been track of the week this week.
Big Sean just
Big
dropped.
Sean had one. This one, Bang by Conway featuring
Yeah.
M, which is fire. There was another one I posted in the group off of the Mars and Ninth Wonder album. Yo, Rhapsody. Woo! Let me tell y'all something.
What?
Rhapsody
Tell me.
is dead ass nice. I knew it already. I knew she was dead ass nice, but yo, she bodied the shit out of that song. We'll talk about that later though. This track here,
RNP.
Anderson Paak is a cheat code. His voice, his energy is infectious, and this song is fucking fire.
I absolutely agree. I feel like he has a great touch. He has that unique voice that we all love. I don't know if it's too harsh to say that he's like kind of this day's Prince, so to speak. When you hear his voice, you instantly know what it is. You know what you're gonna get. It's a great flow. And then I am completely shocked that YBN Cordae is actually somebody I would fuck with. And the reason why I say that was I saw the YBN. I was like, oh, he wanted another one of them. But he's actually really nice.
Dead nice. He's dead nice.
So this track, great way to start off the week.
G, what you think? I live on the other side of these. Okay.
I think you're right. Anderson's a cheat code. It brings up a different vibe. I want to give it to just those two, but I have to include a conversation surrounding Jermaine Cole because he produced this goddamn track.
Cole produced this?
Cole produced it.
Not
sounds like
Cole.
a Cole record.
J. Cole.
J. Cole produced it.
No bath Cole.
No bath Cole.
I'd borrow your charger, Cole. Let you let it go.
Yeah, 10%, nigga.
Wow, yo.
Yeah.
Cole is MVP right now. He is the MVP of 2019. God damn, Cole.
Damn, man. It's just
Cole sold his soul to the devil. Nothing he can't touch right now don't turn to gold.
He's in
Facts.
this different space. And once again, I mentioned this earlier during our first listen for for a Big Crit. Now, keep in mind, folks, we do a first listen. You got to hop on our Patreon. Make sure y'all support that shit, share that shit, because we're dropping content that you're not going to get on the goddamn show.
Facts.
But going back to that, some artists, their artistry aligns and it sets trends. Cole's in a position right now where his artistry aligns with today, and he's a trend setter. And he's let alone bringing the intellectualism up in bars, but even on the production side, like he's showing up and pulling the fuck up.
He produced it. I did not look up the producer because I just didn't. I wasn't even trying to. I was so
crazy.
I was so infatuated with the song. It's been on like low key repeat.
Yeah.
Because it's just a great vibe. I saw it. What got me tuned to was I saw an Instagram clip of Pac dancing to it with him getting ready to go on Jimmy Fallon. And I downloaded it instantly and was like, oh, this shit is hard.
Yeah.
And yo, Cole in a different space right now. Cole is in a different space. That's salute to that man.
Speaking of that, have y'all seen the Dreamville doc on YouTube? Oh my God, totally. This is my first time watching it today, and he totally put me in that
because
group.
we told you to watch it.
No, y'all told me to listen to the album.
No. If you didn't watch the show, you didn't watch the show, you wasn't on.
You know what? It don't matter. Anyway, we're giving away Sneaker Summit tickets for everyone that is watching on Facebook Live. If you want to enter to win some Sneaker Summit tickets, just go ahead, like this video, and we will definitely get back to you in the DMs because Sneaker Summit is this week, y'all. We definitely gonna be there to represent, and we want you too. So
do you mind if I turn this up a notch?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So camera, look at me here. Camera, let me talk to y'all. Yo, it's people that's right now that's watching this shit. Hit the share button. We're gonna go back and look at all the shares that you do in the next 45 seconds. One of you will get a pair of Sneaker Summit 2019 tickets that's happening this Sunday. So we're watching for the next 35 seconds now. You hit the share button, we're going to give you tickets. We just waiting on the shares to come through. I'm just letting y'all know we're going to pick a random person a pair of tickets in the next 30 seconds. You hit this goddamn share button. But Facebook, we got to go. So we're gonna announce it in a moment who's going to get the goddamn tickets, because we're going to go back and look. But make sure you subscribe. Hit this shit across all social media platforms, Boom Bap Official, and, of course, hop on our YouTube, hop on our goddamn Patreon. Make sure you get this content, and hop on that damn Apple Podcast. Review this shit. Do what you need to do, folks. Google Podcasts. We're everywhere. iHeart, Spotify. We're on all your major platforms. Make sure you get connected with That Boom Bap. We'll check with y'all.
all day.
Peace.
Yeah. Okay, good comeback. Okay, all right. He said, forget what you talking about.
No.
I
I want to add to it. Let's
No,
push
we
it,
need
because
them
like you got
shares.
45 seconds. You got 30 seconds. We gonna
Yes.
count that shit on down.
Hell yes.
But
yes, definitely. Sneaker Summit this Sunday. We
Talk
all
about
gonna be
it.
in the building. I'm so excited.
You excited?
Y'all already know what kind of kicks y'all gonna wear?
Yep. I would tell you, but I might have to kill you.
Oh, I already know
about
what I'm
new
wearing.
kicks for this.
Actually, then I had a pair in the tuck that I haven't worn yet that I was gonna I'm
really?
gonna wear, and then actually I'm waffling between those some J's, which is my traditional, or I got these other ones that I've only worn once that I really want to bring back out because they kind of throwback. So,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Something.
I feel that.
Getting it tucked. Trying to find me some customizers out there. I need some custom work done to some kicks I got. So anyway.
Do you think custom work takes the value of the shoe down?
It's custom for me. I actually want some. I'm actually thinking about making me some Boom Bap Air Force Ones. I ain't gonna hold you.
You are so St. Louis.
Yeah.
I love
Ask
it.
my tattooist.
I love it.
Sure, I know what it is. See what it is. Let's go. What's popping? What's popping in today's news?
Oh my God,
lately?
there is so much going on. So for those of you that have been living under a rock and may not have known this, XXL came out with their freshman cover recently, and a lot of people were excited. Some people were kind of like, what the hell again? And most of those people are probably over the age of 60, but it's okay. No shade, no tea, no shade.
A lot of shade.
But what recently came out this week was the Cyphers, okay? Now, we all know that the Cyphers, they come down. Sometimes you like, what the hell? Like Lil Mosey, who's on the screen right now, completely left me dumbfounded on why he was on there. However, that's not going to take away from the fact that I will be checking out his music because I don't know who this kid is. I know you won't.
I'm good.
But I'm really excited to see this because it definitely can showcase who actually freestyled, which Tut advised me that this guy, Lil Mosey, did in fact freestyle, which you can definitely tell on middle school level. And then there's those that have some written elements in here. So one of my favorites that actually came out is obviously H-Town own Megan Thee Stallion. Let's hear what she gotta say up on the mic. I'm a shit on big bag talk, make that little money get gone. I love cash, I be in the bank trying to get it on. I'm getting money, I ain't even mad at you. Rich bitch shit, I might throw a bag at you. Speaking on my name, only make it sound better. Your nigga in my DM and he write love letters. Say that booty looking softer than Hawaii rolls. I be in the gym, I'm your girl, body goes. Flexing on the gram, do it for the mad hoes. Everything I do, they watch me like I'm on a roll. Cause for these bitch niggas on my block list. Drop a screenshot, hit my block shit.
Yo, let me say something. Let me say something real quick. So here's my thing. She's a fucking problem, B. She's a problem.
I know.
Like it takes. So we were at this precipice of, do bars matter? Do people writing their lyrics matter?
Facts.
And I think what's her name? Cardi B, we don't even, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Who won Songwriter of the Year?
Which is fucking crazy, right? She was starting to lean people towards these whole, you ain't got to write your shit
she
as long
did
as
say
as long as I'm an entertainer.
She did say that. Go ahead.
And I think people were starting to be like, yeah, it kind of don't matter. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the trend that was happening. And then here we are with fucking Meg Thee Stallion, who's like, fuck this shit. I'm writing everything. Yeah. And just like, I'm barring this, and we're seeing the difference between an artist who writes their rhymes versus an entertainer.
I mean, okay, you have a good point, but I will say for the viewers that hasn't actually heard it yet, if you listen to the guy who I was kind of trash talking, Lil Mosey, he actually said in the middle of his freestyle that the what was it? The beat was lame. And then it's funny because she came on and she bodied the hell out of that beat. Like, what? Like, her cadence changed. Everything was crazy.
Well, shit.
No, because literally when I heard the beat, I was like, yeah, this is a pretty lame beat. Mm-hmm. But then for him to say it and then for her to come on and you would have never even acknowledged the beat, it was really about her. That to me is true artistry.
Well, so here's the thing, right? So first off, the first thing Meg did that was smart was she double timed the beat.
Yeah.
She double timed her flow. So you're not flowing to this slow ass beat. You double time it. It makes it sound better. It gives it a different vibe. Her cadence is different. Yo, I came on here at one point and I didn't diss Meg. I still think she needs to diversify her content, but yo, Meg dead nice. I ain't gonna hold you. Like the shit I done heard on Sway and other stuff that when I really start doing some research. So I must come back and humble myself and apologize. Apologize to Miss Stallion. I have to apologize because she's showing the fuck up every time. Ever since then, I have seen. I'm like, yo, okay. I still think there are other women out there who are just as dope, but I love the fact that she's in that lane. I love the fact that she's rapping. She's kind of in a throwback of that, you know, I know she's in a throwback of that Nicki Minaj vibe. When Nicki was writing her bars, getting it all, talking that sexual shit, Meg kind of talked that. I haven't really seen her get into her gangster bag yet, so I'm waiting on that because I feel like that'll go hard. The fact of the matter is, Meg was nice. But I think the standout on all this, the one standout I have to say is, the girls went noodles in the fucking cypher. I want to do this too. Let me give you a cypher is supposed to be a written rap, right? Most cyphers are written. You come in with your 16 written and you go in. They also had a freestyle segment for the XXL. And the freestyle, everybody did it except for 3 artists. I know Blueface didn't do the freestyle one, and Tierra Whack didn't do it, and somebody else I can't recall. But Meg bodied both, and I really think the women stepped up because Tierra Whack cut the beat on some conceited wildin' out shit. She body shit, and Enrico Nasty. I mean, damn, dog, she was out there getting it in too. So, man, salute to the ladies, dog. Because honestly, outside of YBN and Lil Baby, who spit a
Lil Baby or The Baby?
I'm sorry, The Baby.
I was gonna say which
I didn't know which one it was
niggas,
either.
The Baby, the one with the big ass teeth.
But The Baby, to me, The Baby has
Anderson
bars.
Yeah, he does.
The Baby's got bars.
Oh yeah,
He actually
I like
does.
his, and I like his flow.
Yeah, like I can appreciate him.
Yeah.
Just not on his, but see, I can't digest his whole
I like how
album
you said
though.
that. I can appreciate him. Doesn't mean
It's
fucking
too
with
his
him.
young album. His whole album is too young for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on shit like Dreamville, when I get him in concentrated doses,
Yeah.
with Cole and JID and
Yeah.
that maturity around him,
Yeah.
oh, that nigga nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That nigga's
totally
nice
feel that.
when you do that.
Everybody's like, wait, well, I gotta step my bars up.
Yeah.
So just to let y'all know, everybody that's included on the freshman XXL cover is Blueface, YBN Cordae, Rico Nasty. They had their own cypher. Then there was the second cypher with Roddy Ricch, Comethazine, who I actually like, but he's really weird, and Tierra Whack. And then on the third segment, which
named
part
after
of
a
it that
drug.
we saw, which is the Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, and YK, what is it? YK Osiris,
Osiris, yeah.
who pleasantly surprised me with his little singing melody,
rap.
with his rap. I like him. I'm gonna check him out too. And Lil Mosey. So I mean, it was a lot of interesting characters for this year. I do feel that every XXL freshman cover always has a couple of duds that just don't surpass it, and then there's those that actually pleasantly surprise us, like in 2015 when they had Triple X Extension and all those characters, and Lil Uzi Vert. We were like, who are they? But they actually surprised us. So
Did they?
they were actually pretty good. And some people don't know that there's actually a lot of rappers that actually decline coming on the XXL freshman cover. And I believe you actually told us about one that we didn't know.
You better alley-oop that thing.
Yo, give me some on the transition. Like,
shit.
we getting better, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck with you. So check it out. So I was watching an interview recently, actually today, and this was before it was conjecture. We hadn't really had confirmation, but Benny the Butcher was offered a slot on the XXL cover and declined it at Jay-Z's advice. Ooh. So Benny came out with his Tana Talk 3, and it got the industry buzzing, and he was round in circles with Hove, and Hove was saying how he fucked with him. I want to say Brutus from Westside Guns Project actually made like his top 15 songs of last year that he fucked with hard. So he talked with Benny or whatever, and he told Benny, he said, look, not everything is a good move, right? He talked about deals he left on the table and things that have come that have been more positive. Benny's big thing was like, I'm not a freshman. He's been out for a while. He's been bubbling since 2015. He was out even before then. So Benny was like, I'm not a freshman. And honestly, Benny don't fit with them. He wouldn't do a track with none of them. Not one.
So here's where
I kind of feel you.
Like it don't.
Let me hear Gary before I
hold
give
on.
my
And before you
opinion.
say that, let me say this. Okay. I take it back to Drake and Nicki. When Drake and Nicki were offered, they wanted the freshman cover initially. Then they declined it and said, no, we're too big for the freshman cover. We want our own cover. I think, and I don't think Benny by himself, but I think Griselda is in a place with Shady with their release coming out in August. If I'm them, if I'm M, I'm going to them saying, you put my boys on the cover. M got that relationship with XXL and put them 3 on the cover, and Nats, he gets his own cover that way.
Okay. I have no comment.
He just finished it for you?
Fixed it because this is business.
Yeah.
Right? And marketing is important. And we know Benny, but not everyone knows Benny, right? And if we can get, and commercialism is a thing, but if you can have concise hip hop that lives in a commercial space, like a J. Cole, like a Kendrick Lamar. Benny the Butcher, they had that whole Griselda camp has a unique sound.
Right.
And I think that we're getting back to hip hop when something like a Griselda can exist in a commercial space.
Yep.
That's powerful. So passing up the opportunity is like, but if you're now saying, well, shit, we can do a whole Griselda cover, which gives me the same clout, if not better, then that's a no-brainer. Then fuck this XXL. Albeit, I wish we could get back to now since you pulled it up, the 2011 days where you got artists like that are on the XXL cover, because that's when the cover had weight.
Yeah.
I want us to get back to the cover having weight, but we can't do that if artists like Benny decline the damn cover. If artists like Nick Grant don't get the opportunity for the cover.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do we get back to a powerful XXL cover if the bullshit is accepting and the real shit is passing?
But I absolutely agree with y'all, but in retrospect to what XXL is doing,
girl said retrospect.
Oh my Lord Jesus, there's a fire. Okay, so what I think about is what credentials is actually needed in order for them to actually be on the XXL freshman cover. And we've talked about this a lot on the show, right? And again, it goes based off of numbers and it goes based off of hype. Some of these artists you'll find at South by Southwest and they will have a sold out show. You know what I mean? And granted, I've been to every South by Southwest in the last 11 years minus this year. And I will tell you this, when I pass by some of these venues and I look at the list, because I'm one of those, I be having a whole map of all the artists and where they at and the unofficial, don't tell nobody. And I'm like, who is this? And I pass by the venue and I'm like, damn, it's packed. But the artists they have playing in that venue, artists that I either never heard of or don't care for. And some of those artists actually ended up being on a lot of these XXL freshman cover. So we can't, should we say that people that enjoy that type of authentic hip hop and lyricism should be more engaged with these artists to push them to a point where they could be on a XXL freshman cover that holds more weight? I don't know, because a lot of the people that are going for this are the people that were at the Maxo's album release party with me. They're 14, 15 years old, pushing the industry like that.
But the thing about it is, too, and not to belabor the point, but, I know it's about where you're moving, but it's also catered off radio. Let's keep it a buck. Like, you look at the XXL cover, and I ain't heard some of these cats. Like, the last maybe like 3 or 4 covers, I've been lost. And it just lets me know that that part of hip-hop has left me. I will find bits and pieces of that, but I will probably stay with the artists that I grew up in, or with artists that are more going to be underground and going to have their niche audience. I haven't really found, like, the YMB dude. I'm actually the YBN dude.
All are pleasant.
I'm like, yo, I got it. His album drop on Friday. I can't wait, because I'm really excited to hear more from him, because, and then I went back and looked at his performance with her at the BET Awards that I missed and I heard about, but I didn't know who it was. Yo,
literally,
and bodied it on some like message type shit. Like his verse was dope. So ultimately, man, I think it was it's a dope thing. I think Benny passing it up. Yo, I think M gonna pull some strings and get his boys on the cover, especially with they joint project coming out and their Shady release coming out in August. He got that song with Conway. He jumped on that. So
y'all are all right, but I do feel that XXL freshman cover. Do you feel like that's a generational thing? Do you think that y'all, because y'all kind of sound like, oh man, get off my lawn, get off my property right now, when it shouldn't be that way.
I just want good music.
I love you so much.
Now that we know what YBN Cordae is about, now that we know what Tierra Whack is about, now that we know what Meg Thee Stallion is about, those are 3 artists that I would listen to. I'm not listening to Lil Mosey.
Fact though.
I'm gonna try, man. I have to.
You don't. I may or may not try with YK or Cyrus or whoever. I want to. I mentioned the vibe. I don't know.
But I think that's the fun part about being on That Boom Bap is that sometimes it forces me to listen to people that I don't give a damn about. Like, I never want to hear. And one of those people that I mentioned earlier today that y'all love and talk about.
Say it again.
I ain't gonna say it again, because they real shooters out here.
Yeah, fact though.
Yeah, but I listened to his album and I'm like, God damn, this shit is
he's a hard body.
He might roll up on the sphere.
Yo, on the sphere. Y'all don't want the problem.
But that's the beauty of That Boom Bap is that you get 3 different perspectives,
Yeah.
3 different tastes in hip hop music. It's still,
we
you
love
know, the
Paula.
umbrella, but we all definitely have our different pockets. And I'm just a person who just likes to explore, you know, door to explore, you know, have a little backpack on and just listen to everybody and see what it's about. But, you know,
Hey, man, listen.
it is what it is.
And you know what? That's a very good point. And I'm glad that we do have this. And I want to touch on a more serious topic because our man, A$AP Rocky, has given us Thanksgiving turkey because we've eaten on this for 4 episodes, I'm sure of it.
Damn.
This
Damn.
nigga is giving
This boy
us
need to be a battle rapper for real.
turkey. You just eat on it. You know how you just snack on it? So A$AP is officially come down that Mr. A$AP Rocky is being charged for
so
assault in Sweden. So let me give you the flowers before I give you the bad shit.
That's fucked up.
So the flowers is this. In Sweden, there is a law that indicates that if they bring charges against you and they come up to be false, that they have to pay you back pay for all the money you missed. So it is potential that if A$AP gets off of these charges, he could get millions of dollars from Sweden from all the bags that he missed.
As he should.
Okay, those are flowers. Now here go the motherfucking veggies.
Oh, goddamn.
So understand, if they bring charges against you, knowing this, they asses probably feel like they have a concrete case. Secondly, I saw pictures of old boy, and he looked like he got his ass whipped for real. He's bleeding and fucked up. The judge has basically said that he was not at fault and that it was this bodyguard, even though they told him he was, even though they said the bodyguard was not at fault, it was the bodyguard that they have identified as the instigator because all he wanted was pictures, and he ended up like lifting dude up or roughing him up or whatever, up the case or whatever, and that's what caused him to throw the headphones. He's got to be in jail for another 2 weeks because the trial will be expedited. And then they said
that per Trump's request?
No, it wasn't. Actually, I think that made it worse because the prime minister of Sweden or whoever the hell runs Sweden came out and said, we appreciate the phone call, but he will be treated fairly like everybody else, and he is not getting out.
Hey, I respect
So
Sweden
on
for
top
that.
of all of that, he's got 2 more weeks in jail before it starts. Then the trial starts, and then after that happens, they said it'll take about 3 weeks. So my man is looking at these other 5 weeks in the bing before he is even attempted to come back home, all because he decided that he didn't want to take no pictures. He was gonna have old, he was gonna fuck boy up, and they was gonna jump dude in the middle of Sweden. And was the last part of this dessert pie that I'm giving you is that if you read these comments in the shade room and on Ball Alert and everywhere else this is coming up at, A$AP's empathy level from the black community is at an all-time low, and I keep seeing the same comment over and over again. It's above me now. I also see that it ain't my problem. I don't live in Beverly Hills or Soho. I live in fill in the blank city here. I ain't never been to Sweden. I don't plan on going there. And damn, sucks to be you. I'm just telling you what listen, don't kill the messenger.
But in all honesty, because I don't recall him saying, was it that he wasn't sticking up enough for the black community?
He said,
or he actually.
I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, I didn't sign to be Al Sharpton. I want to talk about the bitches I'm fucking. I want to talk about the lean. I want to talk about losing my best friend. Can't speak on Ferguson because I live in Soho and Beverly Hills. He basically hits you with the quote of Jay-Z, the quote, the great Sean Carter. I'm not black, I'm OJ. And then Jay says, well, okay. My nigga.
Oh my God, I love you for that. I mean, it sounds like he's pulling a Michael Jordan, and people still wear Jordans, so people can't be over here being
Jordan
hypocritical.
Jordan ain't out here fucking niggas up in Sweden and in jail for being.
But I mean, Jordan made the exact same comment in regards to politics. Jordan
said Republicans wear tennis shoes as well. The thing about A$AP is this was in the height of the Mike Brown situation, and for him to come out and be so critical about it and basically just say, I didn't sign to be no fucking activist. Look, man, I'm not saying I don't want the man to come home, and people in the comments aren't saying that. They're just saying he wasn't worried about us.
It's not our problem.
So we ain't worried about him. G, what do you say?
It's fucked up. Like I sit on the fence because I can see both sides of this thing, right? Mm-hmm. I can see we should ride for him. He's from hip hop. Let's bring him home. Let's stand as a unified front.
Right.
But goddamn, when you say stupid shit and you isolate yourself and you don't know how that comes back to bite you in the ass. Yes. And this is one of those moments where he's been bitten in the ass. Yes. And there's still people that's riding for him. Free Rocky or free A$AP or whatever the fuck.
Ebert talking
really?
about home.
But you're not getting the overarching support because you weren't there to support. And that is a lesson for anybody. You know, if you riding right now, listening to this shit on Spotify, support your culture. Whatever the fuck that is.
That
Be
is true.
supportive. Stand firm in that shit, because you never know when your culture may need to support your ass.
That is
and
so true.
you burning bridges, kid. You don't have to. If you, and matter of fact, if you're a public figure, if you ain't got something positive to say, shut the fuck up.
Yo, I can't speak on
That's
it. I'm not
business.
versed. I'm not versed on it. I can't speak
It's
on it.
so easy to just
Shut
to
up.
pivot and dodge that motherfucking bullet. Don't say no fuck shit, and then you end up overseas getting fucked off. And that's what's happened.
pretty
You ain't
much.
getting no Swedish francs. You ain't getting nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing.
Well, I mean,
Shout out to all the bodyguards out there, because Future bodyguard got laid out, man. I'm telling you,
Future's bodyguard, yo.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all this real shit.
Yo.
For all of those countries that listen to us, real talk, y'all better stop playing, because some of these rappers gonna start hiring real security guards, and they pack real heat. And when one of y'all
Facts.
motherfuckers get shot, or some worse, go you new kids, right? They got this thing called Google. Google Snoop Dogg murder was the case, and see the premise behind that song and how his bodyguard had to do work, and shit happened. So y'all motherfuckers better watch out, because I'm telling you, these rappers gonna start hiring these real security guards and not they homeboys, and they licensed to carry that thing, and it ain't gonna be one of them little cute over the shoulder bags y'all like to wear either.
You're stupid.
Oh man.
Look cute
Stop
over the
testing
shoulder
people.
bags.
Just
Yo.
stop testing people in these streets on some real shit.
So Layla, you excited? Because we about to talk
I
about
am
that.
so
You excited?
You want to
'cause
do this?
we're gonna
Are you
get
listening to
into
it?
it.
You gotta
What do
do
we
it.
get into?
Our
Album
album
review.
review.
Gunshots, damn it, gunshots.
Yes.
Give us something.
All-
Anything. It don't
all
matter.
of them.
Rap shit.
AK. Bam,
Okay,
bam,
let
them
bam.
motherfuckers
Okay.
go.
Let it
Damn,
rock.
there we
Yeah.
go.
Duck,
I'm so
motherfucker, duck.
excited.
Shout
I
out
am
to Ring.
so super excited, because those of you who are very loyal to That Boom Bap family, if you remember our end of year review, I got called out. Why? Because I put Maxo Kream's Pumpkins mixtape in my top 10 of the year. But it's all good. It's all gravy, because I am talking about the one and only Maxo Kream with his first major album debut, named Brandon Banks. And yes, you heard that right. First major album debut. It's about damn time. But let's get into his opening track, so then we can discuss more on the album.
So our only conversation, writing letters with a pen. Wanna see just how you doing, wanna know just how you been. Tell you who your bitch been screwing, checking on your mama and them. Hope you get a second chance with me now since
too long,
elementary.
we don't
Oh,
wanna cut
one
off.
day we meet
Yeah.
again. Break
But
you out this penitentiary. Cause
this
what's cracking,
album-
hope you straight. Know
Okay,
you thugging
I
like
had
you should.
3
See
different
your
experiences while listening to this album.
right.
Obviously, I listened to it at midnight when it dropped, and it started out with this track, which is actually one of his first singles, which is Meet Again. I was gonna say Meal Again, which I guess I'm hungry, I'm fasting. But Meet Again, which is a very detailed explanation of him talking to his people and telling them what was going on. The thing that I love about Brandon Banks is the reason behind the name. I also like that each track is basically an autobiography. He's playing it out, laying it all out on the table for you on some different type of beats, because a lot of these beats isn't something that we're accustomed to hearing him on. But other than that, I'm gonna save the rest for the end. What about you? How did you feel about the album?
The album or the song?
The song and
song.
the album.
So I do like the song Introspective. I will say the one thing I've kept. So it took me a couple listens, and I was wondering, like, man, something is weird. He's got that flow shows up a lot. That I can't place where it came from, because I feel like it sounds like something that I heard back in the day when I was in college, but I'll have to play around and figure out. But I did like the song. I like the introspectiveness of the song. As a whole, I did like the album, and I'll talk about some standout tracks or whatnot here in a minute. But the song was good. I think it was a good opening track, man. Kind of gave me a glimpse. It was like, gee, what's up? What you think?
Opening track, I think it's there. I think it speaks. I'm trying not to fuck it. I'm gonna give it all away. Yo,
We live in Houston.
here's the thing.
We live in Houston.
We do.
So mindful of it.
Yeah, well, of course, right?
His crew will be where we at on Sunday.
Well, yeah. I am here for it. I desire more, right? There's more I want from him. There's more to be told, because I hear he's this goofy, funny, like really cool, nerdy-ish kind of guy, right? Just real cool, down to earth, according to like this totally different person than what I hear on the track.
Right.
So I can't wait to have an interview and really get to know him, because what I hear is what Layla said, is this transparency of your father beating your mother but still being a good dad. So it's complicated. Women selling their bodies, the lifestyle and A-Leaf, selling drugs, all these different things that I hear. Selling drugs to my older brother. Like, I'm hearing these things, but I want there's something else that's missing that I'm waiting to hear.
Okay.
Right? And that opening track, I feel it, I feel the vibe. And then I'd also want a different cadence.
Yeah.
I want a different flow. Right?
He changes it up towards the at the end of the album. A couple of songs, like I said, it stuck in my head, and I start listening. And then a couple of songs it ended. So I want to do this before we get into more deep, and I'll let Layla run this 3-man weave. But give me a couple standout tracks. You got some standout tracks?
Standout tracks for me from this album include, my favorite track by far is 8 Figures. Because it's one of the tracks that really speak to the importance of money and how fucking money works. And it's that, to me, by far my favorite track. I like Drizzy Draco. I like the joint with Schoolboy Q. That's 3 a.m. Pray to the Dope. I actually enjoy it. And Brenda tells a great story. So those are my tracks that really stand out amongst this 15-track album.
Okay. Layla, what about you? Or you want me to go next?
No, you go next.
That's fine. I actually do like Meet Again. I think it's pretty dope. Change is dope. 8 Figures is another one. The one with Schoolboy Q, 3 a.m. I like the one with ASAP Ferg. Is all Murder Block. I love ASAP Ferg. And I want to say, was it? I'm trying to think. Was it Brothers or Diary Ashford Bastard?
Diary Ashford Bastard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. My bad, Maxo. Diary Ashford. One of those two. I can't remember which one. I apologize. He had a different flow, and I really liked it. I think it was Diary Ashford. But actually, I like those probably 4 or 5 tracks. And I love the fact that he wasn't feature heavy, and the features he did had made a lot of sense. Of course, he's got Travis on here. He's got Meg on here. Can't beat that. Those are Houston right now. They have Flame. We on fire. And then you got Schoolboy, which is, he's still rocking out Crash Talk. ASAP Ferg is always a good one. And then KCG Josh, which I don't know much about. Okay, that's cool. What about you, Layla?
I absolutely like almost every song on here.
Okay.
I will say
It's cool, G. We all listen. It's okay.
I do.
She let me get my beanie off. I know she gon' Maxo. This is her. Yeah,
I
do your
mean,
thing.
How long you been listening to Maxo?
I've been listening to Maxo.
How long you been listening to Maxo?
I've been listening to him for the last 6 years. I think 7. I was first introduced to him.
Part his core fan base, then like you rock
Yeah,
with Max.
but I had to play catch up with a couple of his albums, so I went back and listened to him. But I will say that of every project that he's had, oh my god, this is not gonna be a snippet. I will say that he's had better bodies of work within his mixtapes, and I think I feel that way damn near about every rapper for some reason. When they have that first major album drop, they kind of have to listen more so with what the reps want versus what they actually want.
See J. Cole. It took him 2 albums to get to where he had to
Real rap.
And J. Cole will tell you that in the interviews. I mean, it's unfortunate, but they have to go through this because when you get to that major, you can't move that way anymore. Like, and I'm expecting it from when I am 38 or Benny or the one I got when they get that major. I'm not saying they're gonna change it, but I'm curious to see what a major does. Like, now? Funny thing about this is Jay-Z arranged his album. Hove himself put his fingers on this and arranged his album.
Yeah, the arrangement wasn't bad, but I bet you he had some other tracks that aren't on this album that maybe his core fan base would have loved, because it's what we recognize with Maxo.
But here's the business part that G would bring up, and I'm not speaking for you, but I think this is where you might go. Your core is gonna be there. You're gonna buy Maxo shit regardless.
For sure.
So my thing is, I want to give different tracks to get other people in. You want to get
true.
me and G if we're not core or this and this, because you're gonna come regardless.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna come regardless, I'm not placating to you anymore. I'm placating to that person over there who may just know about me but not really be in tune with me like that. So from a business standpoint, it makes sense.
I mean,
and that's where the features come in.
Right.
I mean, the fact that he wasn't so feature heavy, like Tut mentioned, he strategically planned out who was going to be on what record. One of my favorites, obviously one of my 2019 summer playlist choices, Maxo and Megan Thee Stallion with She's Live. Absolutely love that track. I mean, the beat go hard. I mean, it is what it is. Now, I will say this, and I've always said this about Maxo Kream, and it doesn't prove me right on this album, is that there's only 3 people that truly can get on any beat and literally kill it with their cadence. That is Ludacris, Lil Wayne, and Maxo Kream. And in this album, unfortunately, I wasn't. That's not a proven fact.
That's a pretty strong. That's a strong statement.
Because I would actually appreciate an artist that can change his cadence to get into the production a lot more. And I feel like, and this is probably one of my challenges for this album, is that I want to see him outside the lane. I think we talked about Toby's album very similarly. Like, once you get outside of this production, which lives in this vein, what else can you do? I want to hear Maxo on a Heat Makers. I want to hear him on something from No ID. I want to hear him on something with Griselda, or something from Cole.
He's on Rock Nation, Cole.
But he definitely will. And that's the thing. I feel like Brandon Banks was it was touched by too many people before it got to the final production.
Mm-hmm.
And what he is known for, and the reason why I fell in love with Maxo, period, was the fact that he gave me those memories of Lil Wayne at his height and Ludacris at his height. We all know Ludacris ain't in my top 5, never leaving that. Anyway, so for him to not showcase one of my favorite superpowers that he has on this album, that's the only thing that really just disappointed me. But I love the fact that this album, it didn't sound too Houston-y, but when you look at the track list, it was very H-Town. I mean, we all are from H-Town. We know that there's Bissonnette Street. That's the stroll walk for some of them people.
Derry
Ashford. We have, there was one more up on here, Spice Lane. Like, he's straight Southwest A-League to the T. And I think that one of the things that I absolutely love is that we have Toby and we have Maxo, and they meet in the middle somewhere. They're from the same hood, but they're 2 completely different styles.
Totally different.
So I would love to see a feature with them on it, some kind of way later down the line. That would be a
who gets in? I think who gets in whose bag first? I think who comes, like, you're not gonna get a Toby Maxo feature where they do their own thing. Who goes in whose bag? Like, who goes in whose backyard to make this work?
Well, you know what's funny? I think I would actually add somebody else and make it like a 3 Kings style. Like, I would actually bring in Thugger and have Slim Thug, Toby Anigwe, and Maxo Kream.
Oh, that's too much mellow.
And do too much mellow.
They all got the same
the
type
voice,
of tone.
that voice.
The vocal?
The vocal inflection. She thinks
you wildin'.
I would like to see Chameleon be added in there. Just throwing that out there.
He
making too much money.
E40 did say Chameleon still be bodying shit out in LA. He did confirm that on the Breakfast Club. Shout out to E40. E40. Practice make paper. Anyway, nonetheless, I really did enjoy the album. Like I said, I think the features are spot on. Being newer to the Maxo Kream, it's gonna be interesting as I look at things. And we brought up Cole before, and Cole had that first album, but that first album sold. So we got a little more leeway on the second album. That second album sold.
Nice watch.
Yeah.
And by the third album, he got a chance to do his own thing. With the selling numbers being different now, and we're going to streaming, can Maxo bank on his core audience streaming this enough for Rock Nation to say, okay, that was a good project, we're going to give him more leeway on the second project, and so on and so forth? I'm wondering if he's going to always be, if these new artists are kind of almost pigeonholed into this, because they're not going to give you the reins until they see some financial return. And that's my concern.
Okay.
Well, I think we'll find out. I think that I think that it's possible. Some people win in their space. Is there a lane for Maxo Kream? I think so.
Yes.
That's the thing.
He got his own lane.
I think there's a lane for him that's available that he can ride in, which will be a healthy investment for Rock Nation. I don't know if we'll get the artist or the artistry as much as I would want it. I don't know if we're gonna get the playfulness like what we just it worked with Crit.
Right.
The playfulness in that. But maybe over time. So we'll see. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see his growth.
So we're gonna leave you for last. G, what's your bipper? Let's get it poppin'.
My bipper real quick. 15 tracks, 5 that I truly enjoy. I mentioned those 5. My bipper is bars. Now I think he has bars. He can speak to what he does. I just want to see him elevate out of the cadence of the bars that he's in. Impact value, his transparency speaks for the impact. Production, I'm gonna rank it a little lower because everything sounds so much the same. There's no risks on this. It doesn't feel granular. It's very just in one space. Playback value, the 5 that I like is hard. So I'm willing to play around with some playback of it. The arrangement, Hove touched the arrangement. I think the arrangement fits, but there's nothing that stands out. Overall, I'd probably give this, out of the 15, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 15.
Oh, that's really good.
It's on par.
It's
on par.
That's almost.
It's par. It's not about percentage. It's about being on par.
You like 60% of the album.
We can go with that.
Good.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? I'll be sure.
Oh, you know what's up. So, y'all, I haven't brought them out in a while. I'm not gonna bring them out today. I'm not gonna bring out the rice today.
I want the gun.
So, yeah, fact though. I do live in Houston. I am strapped up though. Anyway, nonetheless, nigga, I'm from St. Louis. Anyway, no, actually, I did like the album again. Salute to Layla for kind of like getting me turned on to Maxo or whatever. Being in Houston, I definitely want to be in tune with the artists that's bubbling and popping up. So for me, I got about 6 tracks I really fuck with. I got about 3 or 4 that I kind of rock with low key. So for me, it's probably like out of 5, I'm going 3.5. I'd say good. It's a good album. If I'm going back to the double XL source type of, 3.5 mics out of 5. You know what I'm saying? Like
the source.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, I think it's good, but I did go back and listen to some of his mixtapes. I do think he has better projects. But I think this being his first major album release, there's gonna be some ebbs and flows to it. But like I said, all in all, it's definitely, I have enough in there where I can go back to it. It's not getting deleted when I leave the show.
And shout out to his verse on fucking Dreamville.
Yeah, he bodied that shit.
Yeah. They gave him his own piece.
Oh, I was so excited for that.
So yeah, and I think that's a great introduction on a very broad level to Maxo Kream.
Mrs. O'Cream, what's up?
Oh my God. Well, I'm very happy again for his first major debut. Why would you know what? I need to learn how to focus and ignore y'all. But in all honesty, Brandon Banks is definitely an album that everybody should definitely check out. However, don't let that be your deciding factor of being a fan or not. I really think you should listen to his past shit, because like he got 1993, he got Astrodome Part 1 and Part 2. Like all of these tracks are some dope ass tracks from his past mixtapes, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Brandon Banks, and I will definitely say that I'm going to call him the Slick Rick of the H-Town streets, because he definitely gives you that vision of what the hell is going on in the SWAT, on Derry Ashford, on Spice Lane, on Bissonnette. It is what it is. He's speaking truth, facts, and he's all trying to do this while still trying, to be under the radar with the feds. He's really living this life is basically what I'm saying. He's not a fake rapper, and because of that, he's authentically himself, and I love him for that. And this album, for me, out of 10, I will have to give an 8 out of 10. I just can't wait for some more. I just hope that next time it's a mixtape coming out, because I know that's all his views and ideas that's coming out with no help with arrangements, because he doesn't really need help. It's my personal opinion.
There it is. Maxo Kream.
Ow.
Brandon Banks is out now. Make sure y'all give a listen to that. Hit up Tidal or your favorite streaming platform. Make sure y'all download, stream that shit. Give that man some numbers. He's straight out of Houston. The SWAT, baby. It's been a great show, folks. Great.
It's a long day, but I love it.
Yeah. And remember, folks, make sure y'all check out our Patreon. We're about to drop, or by now, when y'all get this shit, we have just dropped our first listen for the goddamn Big Crit was here. Make sure you hop in that. And of course, we're getting our bars off. That's on our $4 tier, and then our $7 tier gets you these goddamn first listens. And hopefully, we're gonna start dropping our 30 days later reviews. So we're actually reviewing the album 30 days later after we've lived with it, sat with it, breathed it, become intoxicated by it, and let you know exactly how we feel. Is it still in rotation? Where the fuck is it? But like we tell you right now, we're gonna tell y'all shit else.
Rap intros.
I got too excited. Thank y'all so much.
Got way too excited. exciting.
I was out of there.
You
Right.
you
So
got
King-
Al B and freaking Paula up here.
So
Like,
King-
what about us?
So King Tut, where can we find you at? Okay, thanks, G.
Yeah. Yes. Where can we find you at, King Tut?
Yo, DJ_King_Tut, TWIT, that's Instagram, DJ King Tut 1, that's Twitter. You follow me, I follow back. Follow us everywhere at Boom Bap Official, and then Boom Bap, that Boom Bap podcast on YouTube. Layla, talk to him.
Yes, one day he's gonna write my little outro and intro,
working on
and it's
the
gonna be
bars.
fire. But for now, I'm just gonna talk really fast and make it seem like I'm really saying something. But yes, you can find me at Layla_E1 on all things social media. Don't forget to follow us at Boom Bap Official on all things social media, and definitely don't forget to definitely share and like everything that we put out, because we're doing it for you. And then I'm gonna take it back over here to Barry Diddy Combs.
Ah, fire.
At G Hawkins. At G Hawkins with a Z. Google me, baby. Go ahead, baby. Yeah. But like we said right here, if we don't tell y'all shit else, rap
Minus
Lies.
equals
hip hop, and that's that boom bap. Bow,
See y'all
bow,
next,
bow.
folks.
Bitch. Let's go.
Baby father, she can't teach him how to be a man, cause she don't know.
I wanted to
She's
say
the
something
block.
before and I forgot.
Brenda